Hi, my name is Tina, and today I'm going to talk about the art of language learning strategies. And in these courses, I have learned a lot of strategies. And the thing interests me the most is that whether we can apply these strategies to different languages. And since my mother and my sister are both successful language learners, I interviewed them for the way they learn. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how they learn Japanese and the strategies they use. And then I will compare my sister's ways to learn Japanese and that of my mother. And after analyzing my learning of English, I will compare how I learn English with how they learn Japanese. And last, I will talk about the thing that I've learned in this semester as a conclusion. Surely you know what they are. They are Japanese alphabet. And besides from the hiragana and katakana, there are also Chinese characters. To memorize all of this is never a simple task. So I always wonder how they can learn Japanese so well. And following are the results of my interviews. First, this is how my sister learned Japanese. In addition to these strategies they use, she also has a strong motivation because she wants to go to Japan for further studying. So she works very hard in learning Japanese. And to simplify it, I just point out these four approaches she uses. The first one is she listens to Japanese news for about 3 times a week and keeping a diary, and also she will review what she has learned after each classes. And she not only utilizes the chance that she has, she also seeks opportunity, like she meets a language learn exchange student once a week to chat or just talk about the things that happen in her life. As for my mother, she is a leader of an association named HIPO. In addition to these strategies, she uses more social and memory strategies because she has lots of Japanese friends, so she writes email to them, and she also asks a lot of questions when she doesn't understand words or vocabulary. So she will know better how a word should be pronounced or how a sentence should be made. And to make up the disadvantage of poor memory, she used a lot of memory strategies. She used some associations, or she makes up some stories connected with a word. Like there is a word that called jimayogi, which means toothpick, and she memorized the word by thinking of jima. After eating jimayoji, we have to use toothpick, which is jimayogi. And to compare the way that my sister learned Japanese and the way my mom learned Japanese, in addition to the cognitive and the metacognitive strategies they both use very well, my mother used more social and affective strategies. And I think that which strategies they use more indicates that which fields they are good at. Like my mother good at speaking, and my sister excels in writing and reading. And this is how I learn English. And these are the 4 strategies that I use most frequently. And like to memorize the word, I have 4 approaches. I will memorize the word by its prefix and suffix. And second, I will speak it aloud to memorize by its sound. And third, each word has its arrange. knowing it, it will be better and easier for us to remembering the word. And last but not least, to use my creativity and imagination. And since the time is limited, so I just point out these three things which I think are the most significant ones. That is setting goals, asking questions, and revealing. There are two major differences after comparing my ways to learn English and the way they learn Japanese. And the biggest difference and the first difference that stems from the alphabet. In Japanese, you can know how the word should be pronounced after you know their 50 letters. So that is why my sister can write down every word that she heard in the Japanese news. And in English, you cannot, because it is very hard for us to write the words down when we don't know the word. And this will affect the strategies we use, like they do not use the sound to memorize the word. And the second difference is that I lack such strong motivations as they have. However, there are so many similarities, because the ways that we learn a language or the strategy we use are similar. And the most important thing is that to find the strategy that can benefit us the most. So to do so, we have to try as more strategies as possible, so that we can have the best outcomes through using strategies. And under each category is the most useful approach for me. And like, I find that creating structures is very important, because that can show whether you have learned the things that you want to learn. And also I think that I should use more effective strategies, because our confidence and how we think about ourselves really matters when it comes to language learning. To conclude, I have learned these two things in this course. The first one is taking notes, write it down. It can not only enhance our memory, but it will be easier for us if we want to review what we have learned earlier with ease. And the second one is attitude. And surely it matters not only in language learning. And there is a saying that we reap what we sow. However, I think this is more important, to judge our learning by the seed we plant, which means that what counts is that how much effort we put into something. And it is the end of my presentation. No, one more thing. In addition to the strategies that I have learned in this course, I also found this course really helpful. And you can not only write down the word that you want to say to whom that you want to give the card, and you can also use it to make a schedule, and you can also be a reminder when you're giving a presentation. And last, it can be a vocabulary cards. So like you can take the card when you taking bus or waiting for someone. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for your listening.